understand more of me about photons, but very low energy of light, even neon light, will ruin your olive oil. So olive oil you buy only in a green glass or in a tin, not in a clear glass, because after 2-3 weeks in the supermarket, it will be rancid, it will be defective. Okay? Second enemy of olive oil is, and food in general, more aggressive than heat. No? Plastic. Plastic. Plastic and olive oil are very similar, okay? Plastic is from petrol, and it's a fat, a kind of a safe structure. And what we found out, that was beginning of my PhD. Also, we did a research, and we found out that humid, slowly goes through the plastic, and worse parts of the plastic what given softness to the plastic bottles. Oh. We call it the patalates, I think. Patalates. Okay, it's something they put in containers of plastic to give it to some softness, breaks down and goes inside the olive oil. It doesn't happen in other oil because other oils are only oil. In olive oil, we have vitamins, we have antioxidants, we have all kinds of parts that breaks and makes interaction with the plastic. So next time you buy olive oil, not in plastic. And unfortunately, in Israel, it's not allowed to sell olive oil in plastic, but still a lot do it. But in other countries that don't have any regulation, they still sell, usually the cheap oil will be sold in plastic containers. And I asked them, I know the biggest sellers in the world that sell really thousands and thousands of liters, I asked, why do you still sell in plastic? We have so many research that's showing that it's not healthy and it's a carcinogenic. This part of plastic is really bad for us. Why? So what is the answer? Cheap. It's very, very cheap, and still until no one will tell us, no country, no regulation against, we'll continue. So it's sad, but that's what's happening. So you, next time, or your parents, don't buy in plastic. Third enemy of olive oil, and this is for people that live in countries that they can buy fresh olive oil, is the sediments. A lot of little farmers you'll collect the fresh olive oil. Maybe in Milano you can buy fresh olive oil, I'm not sure about it, or Spain. And then in the bottom you have these sediments, okay? This is not good for the olive oil for more than 2-3 months, because the sediments olive oil sitting on the sediments, these sediments have a little bit of water, they will rancid and defect your oil. So take care that you won't have, when you chew the bottle of olive oil, if you can see that you have no sediments, and if you had, don't buy again this same olive oil, okay, that wasn't filtered. Fourth enemy of olive oil, you said, is heat. You got a good bottle of olive oil. Most of us, where do we like putting it? Next to the stove. Not good. Not good for any food, okay? The stove, put maybe the salt and pepper, but oils, put farther, okay? Because every oil will slowly be defected by the oil. Not a fridge. A fridge is also not good for the olive oil, but like room temperature in a cupboard, excellent for olive oil. But when we ask the question, just a minute, can we fry with olive oil? Can we cook with olive oil? So the answer is yes. It's not good to deep fry, but the healthiest oil less poisoning oil to deep fry with is olive oil, because it has a lot of monounsaturated oil. It's a stable oil, and it has a lot of antioxidants. In my research, in my lab, we made falafel. Did you eat falafel already? Yes, it's a deep fry, and we did it in soya, canola, corn, and 2 different varieties of olive oil, and we checked how many free radicals, aldehyde, ketones, all kinds of ingredients that happen when you heat up oil, and the best results was with the pungent bitter olive oil, okay? what is a problem frying with olive oil? That it's expensive. So we did this research and we did it 6 times with the same olive oil. We made falafel and still it showed better results than the other oils. Soya, corn, and sunflower oils are very bad for deep frying. Canola is okay. Olive oil is one of the best, okay? So this is the fourth enemy. The last enemy of olive oil is time and air and oxygen. Olive oil is the best for the first year. So always look at the date of expired, that it has at least a year or 10 months to use. Olive oil is the best in the first year. Slowly it auto-oxidizes and it will ruin. Okay?
But why do then people sell like 5-liter olive oil? Nobody can use 5
in our kitchen we use, in the Mediterranean kitchen, we use a family would use much more than 5. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, in our diet, this is the only oil. We cook, we fry. There was a research showing a liter of oil for a week for a person makes his cholesterol down, even his fat, because it gives you a fullness feeling. So we use much more than 5 liters.
Okay.
But anyway, 5 liters is usually cheaper, but in the moment you start using your bottle of olive oil, opening, close, what comes in? Air. With air, oxygen, and it will oxidize the olive oil. So olive oil is more stable than wine. You don't need to cork it. But the rule is if it's high quality, you have between 2 months to use the olive oil. If it's a cheap oil, 1 month to open, close. And if you didn't finish it, you don't need to throw it. Just move it to a smaller container. So less oxygen will sit and will oxidize your olive oil. So you bought a good bottle of olive oil, and now you want to check it. So each of you, please take a cup of oil. Don't drink it yet. I want to show you how we do it professionally. Can you help me? And put it around, give it around, okay? So slowly. You need 2 hands, okay? So put your phones or everything inside. Our professional way of tasting olive oil is in a blue cup. This is it's a special shape. It concentrates like a wine cup. It concentrates the smell. Why is it blue?
To protect from the light.
Okay, but we put here 10 minutes before we put. The light won't run to it so quickly. Did you ever do a wine tasting or a whiskey tasting? What is important there? The color. The color is very important for the aging of the wine and the process. In olive oil, the color doesn't say anything about the quality. The oil could be green, could be gold, could be yellowish. All of them could be good, all of them could be low quality. Okay? So, we put it in our hand. And now, because we don't have 30 cups, there are 10 euros for a cup, so we don't have a lot, so we do it in this cup. We take 1 hand, and we want to warm up the oil, and we want to open it. If you ever did wine tasting, the same thing, we want to open the liquid. Remember, we're testing the juice of the fruit. So we want to smell if we have any remains of the fruit of the olive inside our oil. So in a professional tasting and a competition, we'll get it in 28 degrees Celsius. Then all the, evaporate, all the aromas will evaporate and we'll smell them. Okay? Now we are doing it unprofessionally, but still it will help us evaluate this mixing and opening of the oil. And after a few minutes, if you didn't put too much cream on your hands this morning, try and smell it and see if you can sense something, if you can describe what type of water does it remind you of the smell. Okay? Let's smell it. Tell me, what does it smell like? Olives, okay.
Good answer.
More imagination.
Yeah.
Wow, very good. What is your name? Benami? Very good.
What do you say?
Like green grass. Green grass, like you cut grass.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Every extra virgin olive oil needs to have some, we call it the fruitiness. If we pick the olives green, we'll have smell of a green grass, green almonds, green apple, green banana, green tomato, something green and fresh. It's the same ingredients we have in the green grass, we have it in the green fruit of the olives. Okay, so this is the first sign to know you have an extra virgin olive oil, that you have something, a green smell inside. Every variety will smell a little bit different. If you want to test your smell ability, we have many different varieties, you can smell them all. If we pick the olive from a ripe fruit, we'll have ripe smell. The olive oil will have a few notes of green, but it will smell also like a green banana, a ripe banana, ripe apple, ripe tomato. Sometimes the olive oil will smell like strawberries or berries of the forest, but will have a ripe smell. If we pick the olives rotten, overripe, it will have a smell of an exotic fruit. Okay? This happens a lot in countries that get the olive oil maybe from Spain or from Italy, only bottled in Italy. We'll smell the olive oil and it will have a smell of a mango, of a passion fruit. This is a bad sign. This is a sign that the olive oil is low quality. Okay? So next time, check your olive oil, check if it has green, ripe or overripe smell. Exotic fruit is not good smell in our olive oil. Or chocolate smell also is not good in our olive oil. Okay? And now, after we smelled it, we need to taste it. Okay? I know you're not used to it, but let's try. Hope you won't. It's healthy for us. How do we do it? Take a little sip and play with it as much as possible through our mouths. We really want to get it all over our palate. Okay? And then slowly you need to swallow it. Not like wine professional, we don't spit it. We want to swallow it because we want to feel this very sensation in our throat. So we say l'chaim. L'chaim. And let's try. We also can put some air. The air helps open the olive oil. And tell me, what do you feel? Strange.
It's very smooth.
Very good.
I think it's very smooth.
Very good. Okay, spicy. Every extra virgin olive oil needs to give us this sensation of pungency, spicy, hot feeling inside here. This is a very special ingredient called oleokental. Oleokental is one of the most healthiest antioxidants in the world. We have it a lot in the olive fruit. If you know the ibuprofen that we have in Nurofen, so it's the same ingredient, it gives us the same sensation. Ibuprofen, it's a chemical, the pharmacy uses it. Here we have it naturally. Why is this pungency important to feel? Because first of all, we have this pungency only in olive oil. We won't have it in other oils, and if someone mixed your oil and put soy oil, you won't feel this pungency. So first of all, it means that it's an olive oil and not other oil, seed oil. And secondly, this oleokental, this ingredient, disappears after 2 years. So if you taste your olive oil and you don't have any pungency, any burning feeling, it means that or it's a fake oil or it's an old olive oil. So you won't go and buy this oil again. Second sensation about this olive oil is that it's a little bit bitter. This is a very mild variety named Koroneiki, but the bitterness of olive oil is a good sign. We feel it in the end of our tongue. These are another group of antioxidants, oleuropein, all kinds of antioxidants that we have in the fruit of the olive oil. And if we have it in the oil, it means that it's olive oil, and it means that it's a fresh olive oil. Because this oil, bitterness disappears after also 2-3 years. Okay, so bitterness, pungency, and the last thing we're our German student, what is your name? Sivana said that it's oil, but it's smooth. Go back home. I hope you don't have, but if you have by chance, or your neighbors, taste the canola, soya, corn, what other oils. You'll taste it. It will be terrible in the mouth. It will be sticky. It will be oily. Extra virgin olive oil, because of the monounsaturated structure, would be very smooth. After a few minutes, we even don't feel that we tasted an oil. So this is a way to know you have an extra virgin olive oil. Now we'll give you out some pita, some bread, and you can dip, and we have many different oils. We also make infused oil. We crush in the stone some peels of lemon. We make a lemon oil and rosemary oil, and we have this year a chili oil. We like playing with this amazing ingredient and trying and doing research about the quality. I send to the lab all our oils to check acidity and check how many antioxidants we have. And we're trying to work with all kind of researchers from all over the world. I think we have now 5 different researchers doing our fields. A group from Italy that is doing checking the climate change, how it affects the olive oil trees in Israel and in all over the countries. We have entomology research. We have a student secondary from the Technion doing a research about the different methods of growing olive trees. So we're very happy to be a place of researchers all about olive oil. Okay, so let's bring out some bread so you can dip. And if you have any more questions, or you want to bring back home olive oil or soaps from olive